Hikerj here. This week I'm talking about the Fitbit Versa. Got the standard one and the Lite. Which one's the right one for you? I'm going to help you make that decision. I'm going to talk about all the differences when it comes to the Lite versus the standard one. If this is the first time to my channel, if you could hit like and subscribe, that would be awesome. I put out new videos every Thursday. Would love to have you come check them out. And as always, I have links down below in my description to all the products so you can check them out there. Now, the standard and the Lite. I did a huge review on the standard one, and you can check that out here up on the right. I talked about all the different functions of it, the watch face changes, and put it through all the rigors. And that video really kind of showcases all the different apps and things that a Versa can do. But now the Lite has come out. It's a cheaper option. But did they skimp too much? Did they take too much out of the Lite so that you should really just get the standard one? What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about first about the design of them. Then I'm going to talk about all the functions with the apps and those types of things. And then I'm going to talk about real world. Does it really matter, the changes, the things that they taken out of it? Will you miss them in your everyday life? So let's start with the design. Now when it comes to the design, they are pretty much identical in size. They have these rubberized wristbands. They have the heart rate meter in the back. They're exactly the same size. They're made out of aluminum. They have the Gorilla Glass for protection. By the way, the Gorilla Glass, I think it's 3, is amazing. I have smacked this thing so many times in the last year that I've wore it, and I've thought, oh, it's broken this time, and I look and it's not broken, not even scratched. So that's really awesome. Now the only difference in the look and design are these 2 extra buttons on the side, and those 2 extra buttons are basically you can program them to go right to a certain app on the Fitbit. And I have to tell you that I don't really use them. They're not a big deal because to get to that app I can click it here, or I can just swipe over and click on it and get to my flashlight. The flashlight app is awesome. You would be amazed how well that thing, stumble into the bathroom in the middle of the night, lights up the whole hallway. It's pretty great. Now it comes to how they function and what they have on them. They both can have all different types of watch faces. Now Fitbit purchased a company called Pebble, which was one of my favorite watches out there. It was an open source type system and people could design all their own little face plates. Now Fitbit bought that, so now you have hundreds of different faceplates that you can use on your Fitbit Versa. Like this one's really modern and just has the date on it. This one has just the basic information that I want, the percentage of the battery, the steps, and the date and the time, that type of thing. So that's pretty cool. You can modify the faceplates. That's awesome. They both get notifications. If you pull down, they have notifications, and you can get notifications from a smartwatch standpoint. This is a great watch. It gives you notifications for everything from texting, emails, obviously phone calls, my YouTube notifications. If you haven't, go ahead and hit that bell on my channel too, if you would, and you'll get reminded of when I put out a new video every Thursday. But the notifications are really great. Now if you swipe up is where you get into the Fitbit. Now in the Fitbit options you have the steps just like normal, and you can move back and forth on those. The place that you'll see something different is that the standard one, the original one, has stairs on it where this one does not. I'll talk more about that in a minute because there's something on the inside missing, but I'll get to it when I talk about hardware. And then you can just keep swiping up. It has the heart rate monitor, which is great, and an exercise tracker and sleep tracker, all those types of things. So it has a lot of those normal Fitbit apps that come along with Fitbit. Now if you want to swipe over to the right, that's where you actually get all the different apps and things. The exercise app is the same, and I really love this. I track all my hikes and walks through this, and it tracks it great. Now something to talk about when it comes to the Fitbit Versa. The Versa does not have onboard GPS, and what that means is you have to carry your phone to get a really accurate walk out of it. Now I have tested using this on a walk without my phone going with me, and it's really similar, but it's usually less miles or less distance for some reason. So I would say that you want to carry your phone when you're actually using a Fitbit Versa because you get a more accurate GPS tracking because it's using that GPS on your phone, so you need it along to get a real accurate walk. So really they function the same, but do they really? Let's talk about what's inside the actual Fitbit Lite. Now what they took out of the Fitbit Lite is the Wi-Fi antenna. Now the Wi-Fi antenna helps connect to your phone a little bit better. It only uses Bluetooth, whereas the standard one has both. I have not been only using this for a week, but really haven't had a problem downloading an app and connecting it and making it work. So the Bluetooth really hasn't been a problem for me, not having that Wi-Fi antenna in there. The other thing that they took out to make this a little bit more affordable is taking out the altimeter. That's where the stairs come in. So this will not read when you go up and down stairs. To me, that's not a huge deal because after using this for a whole year, I really don't care about the stairs. But if you're a big workout person and you do stairs, that might matter to you. But to me, it really didn't matter. Steps matter to me. Distance matters to me. Tracking my walk or hike, that's what matters to me. The last thing that they took out of the Lite is the memory source. So this one, the standard one, can hold up to 300 songs. It has a little bit of memory in there. This one, you cannot do that. Let me talk about that. Now, in reality, that sounds really cool to be able to put a bunch of songs on, or even a podcast on your watch. But when it comes down to it, you have to actually connect this by the charger to a computer and then have the music on your computer and download it onto this watch. That is really not realistic in this day and age. Everybody uses Spotify, those types of things. So as long as you have the Spotify app on here and your phone with you, you have all your music with you. You really don't need to download music. I downloaded music on here right away thinking, oh, that's super cool, and I've never used it. I connected my headphones and all that, but it really doesn't matter. So I don't think it's bad. I think they took it out because a lot of people just don't use the storage that's in the standard Versa. One thing that they both do have is great battery life. Now I'm able to get about at least 3 days with the standard one, 3 to 4 days, and I'm finding the same thing with the Lite. And when it comes to them being run down in battery and hooking them up to charge, they charge really quickly. Within 3 hours, I can have a fully charged Versa. Absolutely love that part because I like to wear it at night. I like to track my sleep and all those types of things. So I don't like it to have not be on my wrist for very long. And I'm using it as a smartwatch, so I want to get my notifications, I want to get my calendar reminders and those types of things. I don't want it off my wrist very long. So having a quick charge time is really nice, and the fact that it lasts for several days instead of just lasting for like 1 day and I have to plug it in at night and not have it on me. So would I actually get the Lite after using the standard for a whole year and losing the features that you lose going into the Lite? Would I get it? Let's see. Stairs don't matter to me. I definitely don't use the storage for the music that's on there. I have no problem connecting through Bluetooth, and I have to carry my phone anyway to get my GPS. So I do think, unless you're some uber exerciser person, for sure I could see you wanting to get an actual fitness. I'd probably go with the iconic version of the Fitbit. But for a standard person who uses it on a regular daily basis, likes to challenge their family with Fitbit, as well as just kind of tracking your steps and using it as a smartphone, I have to say that the standard one really, I don't think you need it. I think you can go with the Lite. You can save the 40 bucks and go with the Lite. I'm interested to see what you think. Do you think they took too much out of the Lite and there's some features that you really want that you would get the standard for? If you could put that down in the comments, that would be awesome. Till next time, just remember, life's a hike, so hike happy, and wear a Fitbit Versa, the standard or the Lite, whichever one works for you. You hike your hike.